So here we have the fight of the night winner, a Cagerer Southeast. Okay, Murata, as I live and breathe. Little round of applause. The audience, they love it. They love it. Crowds are cheering. How are you feeling? Very
Yeah,
great
very.
performance.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm so happy. I'm shocked actually.
Too polite, too modest. Now, this is something that's very, it was a very surprising matchup in the first place because, again, Chloe, your opponent, very experienced, and whereas this is
Mm.
your second fight. How did this come about to yourself? What made you take this fight?
I don't know. I don't know. I just I was ready to take any fights. It's I
Mm,
didn't mind. When I finished the LFC 2 weeks ago,
mm,
on that night I messaged Brad say if I can get any fight from the Cage Warriors, and Brad was saying, well, it's packed already, so more than likely I'm not gonna get it. But
mm.
I was I kept my weight low and I kept training, so I was ready. So I was ready to take any fight it come.
A fantastic attitude as well. And this is sort of the point. It's staying ready. So if there's an opportunity, you're already there anyway. But that kind
Yeah.
of mindset as well, that kind of activity. And again, when it comes to being yourself as well with kids and
Mm.
everything else, how do you find that balance to commit to a fight as well, not just to have the fight?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with our children's in
Yeah,
house, it's not easy to be honest. Yeah, it's sometimes obviously I need to cut sometimes weight, and I need to cook for them, and they're gonna have a sweet or anything like that. It's not, and then you get sometimes being really tired, so myself being cranky, and which is not good for them. But yeah, but yeah, they're quite good. So yeah, I'm lucky to have them.
that's wonderful. And with the camp itself, obviously having to get your training in, having to get your meal prep on point and do all that kind of stuff, whilst also running the sort of family life. How are you finding your training schedules? Are you training whilst they're at school? Is it late early mornings or late evenings? How do you find your time to train?
Yeah, so what I'm doing in the morning is I get ready for my kids to go to school and drop them, both of them, and then straight into the morning training at GB Top Team.
Mm.
And then after that, I go home, I get ready to pick them up. And then after I prepare for their dinners, and then go back to the gym in the later on in the evening for the BJJ at Strongest. That's everyday things. Yeah.
Every day. Wow. I mean, that's a very good commitment. I mean, that's a very it again, it sounds very straightforward, but again, it can't always be easy. Again, there's different days at school, different days at work, and everything else. I mean, fair play. But again, I mean, what inspired this step into MMA? Because I see obviously training with Kate Batchick a little while ago. Again, being very active
Mm.
quite consistently. When did this really start? This MMA sort of transition?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe like a couple of years back, I was doing a my time in K1,
Mm,
and on the same gym, there's some guys doing the training for the MMA, and then I found myself is a little bit short. I mean, a height wise, and I got short lengths and arms and legs. So I thought it might be better doing MMA rather than striking. And so that makes me think, so let me try the BJJ. And so I went to the BJJ and started doing MMA.
oh, I mean, it definitely makes sense again, in regards to using your, I don't know, the frame and getting a sort of style that suits. Again, much like Brad, Nathaniel, Wesley, again, the sort of
Yeah,
shorter, stockier sort of fighters. I found
yeah,
success as well. So it makes sense to train with those sort of style people as well.
yeah.
But regards of competing and acting, again, it's hard enough being a mum doing all these things anyway.
Mm.
What is the drive that gets you to compete in the first place? What makes you think, you know what, this is hard, but I want to do it anyway? What is that gets you going?
Uh, for me, it's like training is not easy. It's always quite tough things,
Mm,
but you learn things, and if you don't try them out, I don't, I don't see the point doing a training to me.
mm.
So if I'm not allowed to fight, I probably want to train. Well, it's hard. It's not easy. So that's the only reason that makes me want to fight. And I can see how much I improved, and I can see what went wrong. So next time I can do this and that, and I want to learn this. So
It's funny. I said what gets you going, and the funny thing is, it kind of goes in on itself that you
yeah,
fight because you want to make sense of the training, but you train
yeah,
to fight.
yeah.
So one is that chicken and the egg. Which one is it? It's good. No, it's interesting. I get what you mean as well. Like if you don't ever practice it and do it 100% in a fight, do you ever
Mm,
really know what you know or think you know what you know? You know?
yeah.
Exactly. I'll keep it relatively brief. Obviously, I know you've got other things on today. But regards of this week off now, are you staying ready for another fight in another couple of weeks, or what are you doing now? Are you just relaxing?
I would love to do another fight in 2 weeks time or anything, but yeah, yeah, I went back to training on Monday already, and so maybe today as well, go a little bit later on. So I keeping myself busy to get ready, and so if anything comes up, I'll take it definitely.
Absolutely crazy. I've seen you compete in jiu-jitsu as well. Are you looking to do more of those as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do want to. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I quite like it. So yes, and I've got good coach, from Stronger. Ori get it. Yeah, he's a really good one. So yes.
If anyone doesn't know Ollie Geddes, he's a bit of a UK MMA jiu-jitsu sort of legend. Again, all the leg lock stuff everyone sees now, like Ollie Geddes straight ankle locks. Oof, that was like a huge thing as well. And again, you don't know, get to know. It's a bit of a underappreciated man in the sport. And obviously you got what's his name? It's gonna really annoy me. Ashley, what's his last name? What's his last name? I can't remember for the life of me. Why can't I remember it?
uh,
Either.
yeah.
It's good. He fought Paddy Pimblett. Why can't I remember his last name? You know exactly who I mean, don't you, Ashley?
Ashley Green. I can't pronounce properly. He's gonna kill me maybe.
Ashley Grimshaw. That's the one. Ashley Grimshaw.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, drew a blank there. But again, you got a lot of experienced grapplers there as well. So it's fantastic seeing that. With
Yeah, he's good.
your fight camp versus normal training, is there
Mhm.
much difference? Do you make much changes in that, or is it always hard and 100% everything?
I think it's always hard. It's always 100%. Yeah, obviously when it comes to fight camp, it even more harder. But it's not that big difference to me. It's I want to do 100% every single day.
I definitely. I mean, this is that sort of idea that again, you get mixed ideas on this thing. Some people think ups and downs really save the gas tank. Some people think you're going to fight 100%. You might as well train that way. And again, there's that kind of transfer. When it comes to making that walk and actually having the fight on the day itself, what is your mindset when it comes to making that walk? Are you scared and want it to be over? Are you excited? Can't wait to get in there? Are you angry? Are you calm? How do you feel before you make that walk?
Uh, I think it depends, but that I'm pretty calm. I think I really calm. I wouldn't go like walking around and going crazy, getting nervous. I'm not like that. I sit on the one place and rest all the time and get ready for walking. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people would find different ways of doing it. Again, some people get very angry, very sort of psyched up. Some people are very relaxed, like they haven't even started. Some people find benefits from both. It's interesting to see how you're finding it. So even in
Yeah.
this 2 week gap between your fights, what was the biggest change you noticed in this last one opposed to the first one?
Biggest change.
Your biggest differences between the two fights, obviously different people and everything, but
Yeah.
anything you noticed differently?
Yeah, different. The first fight, I didn't have any information about my opponent, so I didn't know what to expect. And but only things I know is it's for her is the same. It was debut, so
Mm.
that's the only things I know. And the second one, I knows her. I know her. I knew her. So and she's good at my time, and she's got experience more than me. So bit more nervous than the first time, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost the worst part is if you know who they are, you can start building this picture in your head of this person, this big monster you can't beat. Whereas if you don't know them, it's like they could be anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it can go any way, shape, or form. It definitely
Mhm.
gets interesting. Now, regards of what's next for you in your general career plans and stuff like that, is it just titles on the regional scene? Is it professional? Where do you see your MMA going?
Yes, I would like to be in a pro as soon as possible because as you know, I'm not that young. I'm not teen or 20s, so I haven't got much time to do like a step by step. So yeah, sooner the better. I think I want to get pro.
Well, that's definitely a good thing to aim for as well, especially as you're improving. Sorry, I thought you finished. There's a bit of a delay somewhere.
So it's not if I need to go somewhere like Asia or somewhere different country to find my weight categories, yeah, I don't mind to go anywhere to fight.
Now that's the thing as well. So your weight division. So was Murata saying 105 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
How does anyone weigh that amount? Would you cut a lot to get to that? Or how do you do? You cut for leg, or how do you do it?
Yeah, but when I was fighting K1, I used to walk around 49 kg. Now I'm a little bit more heavier than they walk around, but so I can go down that weight. And I'm not that big originally, so it's not that difficult.
Okay, it's not too bad then. So did you have to do much of a water cut or anything this time around, or just diet?
No, it's just only diet. Yeah, it's only diet.
Oh, it's definitely a much easier way to go about it. Well, listen, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on a fantastic performance and have a lovely rest of your day. Just a few questions for you before I go. I ask these questions to everyone. First question is, you're about to make that walk. What advice do you give to yourself to give yourself that best start point? So what device do you need before you go out there to perform your best?
Just believe in yourself and imagine that you can win. Yeah, the mindset, I think.
Fantastic. After the fight, celebrations, food wise, what do you go for? What's the takeaway? What's the junk food you like to treat yourself with, John?
No, I don't really. What I want to crave is like more like a bakery things or a rice thing, those carbs. Yeah, but after the fights, we went back home together with Brad and different Badmas as well. We went together, so we stopped at the McDonald's, obviously.
Perfect. And last but not least, someone else walks in the gym, day one beginner. What advice do you give them to start them on the right foot?
Never too late and never give up. If you can see your future, you will get it.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for your time today. Social media, everything else, where can people find you?
Find it at Instagram, Ako Murata, and then I use a little bit of Facebook. So yeah, it's the same.
Fantastic. So everyone go over, support Akko. Again, inspiration, a person I want to get on the podcast for a while and definitely worth it. Thank you very much for your time. Be sure to check out the podcast sponsors, The English Hypnotist and Good Performance Nutrition, and also fisticuffspodcast.com. But yeah, thank you very much for your time.